Boo. Boo.
Hey, Ghost.
Yeah, what's up? Sorry, listening to this ad was my unfinished business. After I listen to this, and I can pass on to the light.
Before you go on to the realm of the King, our Lord, whatever he is to Catholics, King, Lord, I don't know, your best friend also.
He's also the boss baby too.
Guy who holds you on the beach. Before you go off to that realm, let's finish some business because we want you, the listener, who I assume are all ghosts.
And Catholic.
You're either, if you listen to us, you're either a ghost or you're Catholic. We want you for our December creepy Christmas. I know you like that word. Haunted Hanukkah. The ghosts like that word. For this year's episode, we want you to send in your LA ghost story. Any ghost story you have that took place within the limits of Los Angeles County.
Yeah. Before you send one in, make sure to look on a map and say, did this happen in Los Angeles?
If this happened in Ojai, we don't want to hear it. We want to hear your LA ghost stories. Send it in to us, la.meekly@gmail.com or Instagram, LA_Meekly, Twitter @LAMeekly. Anyway, send it to us and we will read it on the air and we will all get scared. And you know what? You can go on through those pearly gates now, Ghost of Greg.
No, it's the fire.
I hate Catholicism.
Is it too late to convert? Whoa.
And now for our episode.
Okay, bye.
Now I'm a ghost.
I died when I finished the ad. Somehow I became Catholic.
Yeah, my unfinished business was I had to convert. I got to convert before graduation. So, look, we're not ghosts. We're joshing. We're all just here joshing. We're podcast hosts, which to many people might as well be ghosts.
We are incorporeal, for sure.
To our family's opinion of us, we might as well be ghosts. But welcome to the Meekly Music Box. This is, as you said, side
8.
Disc 8, side 8.
Yeah, disc 8, side A, I believe.
Disc A, side 8.
Nailed it.
Just keep flipping it and you'll find
taping over the episodes from before.
So this month we're featuring the music of Sad Girlz Club with a Z. We'll talk more about it after listening to their first song, which is going to be Problems. So there was no problem to listen to this song by Sad Girlz Club called Problems.
I decided I'm not going to do anything. More than a couple times, but I bounce back with poise and grace, just to see myself land right back on my face. But I don't care if I never have it, 'cause in the end
and that was Problems by Sad Girlz Club. Now the Z is the S in girls. I don't want you to think it's Sad Girlz Club.
I need to see it written, but I believe you.
We're in the Zaddy Boys Club, aren't we?
We are in this.
Is that still a thing people say?
I don't. Does it matter? When have we ever said a word that was like, oh, they got that in on time. They beat the clock. Anyways, what a fun song that is. It had so much like fun pop energy. I really liked it.
So we found out about them because one of the members of the group who online goes as Travis Latrine. And even though it says online, that's not his real name. It's like, oh, what a nice French name. Travis
Sometimes
Latrine.
we associate people so much with their online identity that even if I knew this person for years, I'd be like, oh, Travis Latrine.
Yeah. Oh, you're a tiny little studio? So he started listening to us and we were talking and he said, I have a band too. And you know what? We like it. We like him. Why not feature them? You know what it reminded me of is the Ataris.
Oh, right. Yeah. I could definitely see that. I could definitely feel like an Atari's vibe to it.
Because there's a lot of, it brings back, like that style of music brings back a lot of memories from a certain time in my life. There were like a lot of bands going through my head of like, who does this remind me of? And, the one I settled on was the Ataris. that was the bingo ball that popped up.
The sound is so SoCal. And I know that like saying that doesn't really narrow it down because that can mean any genre of music. But when I hear this, I can't think of anywhere else but Southern California.
Enough about our memories, which I feel like in every episode we just talk about like a very specific time in our lives. Let's talk about a very specific time in their lives. Please. The lives of the Sad Girlz Club. We are Sad Girlz Club.
The Babysitters Club got the name before us, so we're the Sad Girlz Club because of that.
Yeah, the ones who couldn't make it in the Babysitters Club.
We dropped too many kids.
They are originally hailing from Sacramento and San Francisco, California.
So Northern Cal, NorCal.
They'll talk a little bit about their influences and stuff like that, but it is a very Southern California sound, even though originally they were from the North.
Fog.
From fog to smog, the Sad Girlz Club story.
Mount Shasta. We're just naming things I remember from Northern California.
From Mount Shasta to Shasta. To Shasta Soda, that is. Sad Girlz Club story. We are comprised of Shelby Murray on guitar, Travis Dunbar, who I assume that is Travis Latrine. Or it could, maybe they're just, all of their names are all over the place online. So Travis Dunbar on bass and Eric Lafebre on drums. Now that's a French name. Maybe Eric Lafebre is Travis Latrine because they're obviously both French.
Yeah, obviously. I mean, if you trick me online now, it has to be real to a certain degree. So suddenly everybody's French now.
Anyone who tricks me online is French. We formed in 2018 when high school besties Shelby and Travis, who over the past 13 years have casually played music off and on together, written and produced a comedy web series, as well as various other musical theater accolades, met Eric via an Instagram story, and all decided to start a punk rock band.
How cool.
In addition to directing and animating all of Sad Girlz Club's music videos, Eric also runs a handful of podcasts via the Nostalgia Network, including its titular show, Nostalgia, which discusses the remakes and continuation of iconic film franchises through a queer and feminist lens.
Oh, how interesting. That sounds really good.
In 2019, we put out our first full-length record, Hard Feelings, about the challenges of leaving toxic relationships. In the summer, we had won Best Punk Band for the Sacramento Area Music Awards, which is abbreviated...
Congratulations.
It's abbreviated as the Sammys. You like that, don't you?
You like that. It's food.
I do like that. But I also don't like people calling sandwiches Sammys, so I'm
Why
torn.
not?
I don't like it.
You're old-fashioned. You're like, oh...
Torpedo, grinder, hoagie. These are sandwiches.
Hero.
In my America, a sandwich was called a grinder. So shortly thereafter this, they embarked on a tour of the Western U.S. with fellow Sacramento natives Lightweight. In 2020, over the course of the pandemic, we relocated down to Southern California, and in 2021 put out our most recent EP, I Think I'm Ready, about embracing change and stepping into a new stage of our lives. We make the music that we do because it can just be so damn cathartic sometimes, which I thought that said Catholic sometimes. I was about to freak out.
I feel like most things are accidentally Catholic. If you just feel bad about something and you're like, I should be having fun, that's accidentally Catholic.
There's something very healing and joyful about being in a room with a bunch of your friends and collectively screaming about something that's been pissing you off or hanging over your head. We love a boppy tune that can get stuck in your head that still has enough drive that makes you want to jump around and break things. The nicest thing somebody had recently written about us was that our sound was quintessentially Californian and the perfect soundtrack for doing degenerate S-word on a warm summer night, which you're the more punk lover. You're a punk.
You're a punk. You're an average punk.
You're a punk and a scrub, but you like more aggressive punk than I am. Like, this is sort of the friendlier side of punk, wouldn't you say?
I'm kind of all over. I will say that this is certainly like the more poppy version, but that doesn't make it like
less punk.
Yeah, exactly. Like I think
Green Day is punk, right?
Yeah, I consider Green Day to be punk, and a lot of people want to argue with
especially
me.
American Idiot.
Especially the newer phase where they're mostly wearing makeup. No, like I bring up Operation Ivy way too much. But Operation Ivy, the nerves, like power pop is what it's called. It's when punk is listenable, they call it power pop.
So that's what that means. Because then there's like X, which is
that's punk.
It's pretty aggressive.
It's punk, and then they're like 5 albums in, like, oh, this is just like a rock band. Like a normal rock band. This is just like U2.
Maybe I just think they're aggressive because of that mosh pit we saw at the Hollywood racetrack when we went to see them.
Full of like 50-year-old men who shouldn't be in there.
As I was waggling my $3 horse winnings in front of them. Now you stop that.
But there's like a way more poppy version of punk that is like still like within the realm, and I think this band exists with like the Rosillos or another like British power pop band that's like, oh, this is like actually pleasant, and I'm surprised this isn't on the radio.
You lost me at England. I'm thinking the Queen died this morning, and now
And you know what? The Sex Pistols were right. God save the Queen. We mean it, man.
She's the one who's going to heaven now because she's Catholic. Wait, is she? Are they British Catholic? I think that's the whole thing, that they're not Catholic.
Yeah, they're not Catholic. Because JFK was like, oh, the first Catholic president, he's going to answer to the Pope. And then it's okay. They didn't have to worry about that.
All the other presidents answered to the Queen. The two things that I probably know the least about is Catholicism and the royal family of England. I waded into waters I was not ready to be in. Let's get back.
Oh, yes. Sorry.
Back to the music, Greg. It definitely goes to mention that Shelby's father was born and raised playing music here in Los Angeles for over 30 years, which 100% has a huge influence over some of our songs. While we ourselves are not by any means LA natives, but they do live here now, we carry a deep DIY ethos with almost everything we do, very reminiscent of the early Los Angeles punk scene of the late 1970s from bands like the Go-Go's, X, the Bags, etc. See,
the Bags are great. The Bags are great.
There's two sides, like there's X and then there's the Go-Go's, which I didn't even know the Go-Go's would be considered punk.
Oh yeah, but Linda Carlisle was a drummer for the Germs for like a week or something, which is like the harder end of it. But the Go-Go's were like well loved in the scene for a very long time. I think it was until they had a music video playing on TV until the punks were like, what happened? But they were great. Go-Go's are great.
Well, I saw them at the Hollywood Bowl.
You did, didn't you?
Yeah, I guess I'm pretty punk. So there's nothing more punk than the Hollywood Bowl.
They started down the street from the Hollywood Bowl, which is so funny because
at the Ford Amphitheater.
Oh, I see the joke now. They started. That's very funny. I think punk starts at the Mask, which is off of Cherokee off of Hollywood Boulevard on Cherokee.
We're a bunch of weird, artsy, queer folks who don't like being told how to do things, and for the most part, just figure stuff out as we go. We're self-taught musicians. Most of our merch at shows is handmade. We love to be active in our local punk scenes and connect with our community so we can support others that are out here doing the same thing. Also, Shelby's grandma and grandpa met. They were both in the band on the Jackie Gleason show, and that's how they met.
Really? That's so interesting.
It's pretty cool.
I want to know all about that.
Did Jackie Gleason really send his wife to the moon?
Like, she went through the atmosphere. Did she freeze or burn?
Did she freeze? Those are her two options. So you can find their music and merch at sadgirlsclub.bandcamp.com, as well as Spotify and most other streaming services. They're also on Instagram and Twitter at Sad Girlz Club Music and Sad Girlz Club CA, respectively. You can find us on social media,
That's right.
The Zaddy Boys Club, which is our new...
Be careful, it might stick. Be careful.
It's our rebranding.
The Meekly Boys wasn't sticking.
So you can follow us on social media. We said it at the beginning. Leave us a review on iTunes or Apple Podcasts. Sorry, if you could. It helps us out. And listen to our regular show, First of the Month, where we talk about Los Angeles history. That's not normally about music, except last time it was about music.
Last time it was about music, yeah.
So now we're going to play our final song by Sad Girlz Club. Again, that's a Z after the L.
This one's really good.
This one is I Think I'm Ready, and it has a breakdown at the end that I like. I like it when songs become another song.
We were talking about that for another episode, but I also like it when a song becomes another song.
Yeah, as I was saying it, I was like, where did I have this conversation before? And then I realized this is the only place I have conversation.
I think I also, every time we talk about this subject, I bring up the Stiff Little Fingers song. I think it's Barbed Wire Love that has 12 seconds of it being a doo-wop song right in the middle and then goes back to being a punk song. And I think I love it so much, but I'm like, how about, can we have a whole doo-wop song and a little punk part in the middle?
And just like you talking about that song, I also don't remember you ever talking about that song.
That's fine. It's fair. I'm the unimportant one. It's fine.
Come on, we're both the unimportant ones.
Competing for unimportance.
So we'll see you all in a few weeks. And to get you through these next few weeks, here is I Think I'm Ready by Sad Girlz Club.
See you at the Sad Girlz Club show. Bye.
See you at the Zaddy Boys Club. I Think I'm Ready by Sad Girlz Club.
I think I'm ready. Think I'm ready to